Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the Delta Corp Q4 FY23 post-results conference call, hosted by Antique Stock Broking Limited. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode. There will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference, please signal an operator by pressing star then 0 on your touchtone phones. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Alpesh Thakur from Antique Stock Broking. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you, Darwin. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Q4 FY23 investor conference call of Delta Corp Limited. First of all, I would like to congratulate the management for achieving 1,000 crores of revenue milestone in their gaming business for the first time, despite 2 years of disruptive business. So congratulations for that. And then today we have the top management of Delta Corp, represented by Mr. Hardik Devar, Chief Financial Officer of the company. The format of the discussion would be a brief opening remark by the management, followed by Q&A. Without much ado, let me hand over the call to Mr. Devar. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Alpesh, for the milestone mention. Yes, I think it's been a very good year as far as Delta Corp is concerned. I know there have been a lot of confusing, I would say, and wrongly analyzed messages that are doing rounds on social media. So I would, take this opportunity to even clarify those. First of all, yes, this is the first time ever that the casino gaming business of Delta Corp has crossed the 1,000 crore mark. As a company, as a whole, we reported a number in excess of 1,200 crores, which itself is a milestone. The online gaming business also, as a gross turnover basis, has crossed 200 crores. So all in all, it's a year where we have touched multiple milestones. The EBITDA for the company as a whole on an annual basis, we have seen a 50% jump in the EBITDA. And now let me take a minute to explain when I say 50% jump in EBITDA, because otherwise if you see on the face of the results, the absolute number is in excess of 100%. Now, the fact of the matter is last year, the operations were shut for about 4.5 months. And therefore, if I was to regularize, assuming that we operated for the entire year last year as well, and then compared the EBITDA to the current year EBITDA, the jump would be approximately 50% more than what we did last year. In the same breath, if I was to assume the net profit based on a regularization last year and compared it with the current year, we have jumped over 150% in net profit. So I think by any stretch of imagination or any stretch of analysis, this is a definitely good set of numbers and a good year. In addition to that, if one was to look at the last full financial year when we operated, which was 2020, March 2020 was the last full year of operation, and then we had 2021 and 2022, which were both COVID-marred years. In that year, gaming had done 778 or 780 crores of revenue, which is currently standing at 1,010 crores, which I think is a extremely good and positive growth sign for the gaming business. Similarly, if you look at online, while we have crossed the 200 crore mark for the first time, we also would like to mention that in the month of March alone, we did a revenue of 22.3 crores, or 22.5 crores to be precise, which is close to the highest ever revenue which is done in a particular month. And that highest ever revenue was that aberration in the COVID when the first time ever the lockdown was announced. We did a 23 crore number. That was an aberration, and therefore if I otherwise look at normal business, removing that aberration period, this is the highest ever revenue in a single month that we have done, and basis this, I think we are on a better trajectory and a better run rate, and I think it's only good times to come as far as the online is concerned, given the fact that we now have a nodal agency in form of the Ministry of Information and Technology, who becomes a ministry which kind of regulates us, as in the online space. And then we have the entire gamut of list of laws that are coming in, including the self-regulatory body, which will help us clear all the ambiguity around the game of chance versus game of skill, and also become the intervening body with, all the regulators and the tax authorities as and when we need any clarity. So all in all, the online gaming scenario is also becoming more and more clear. The visibility is in terms of, the legality of the business, the status of the business is becoming more clearer and stronger. And the status of the business and the industry at large is getting more and more recognition. So I think all in all, these are all very, very positive developments. Like I said yesterday on my televised interview, with all these positive developments, we once again believe that the IPO, which was kind of put on a slow track, given that there were too many, ambiguities, with all this clarity and confirmations, I think we are back in the game for the IPO as well. And we believe that sooner rather than later, we should be able to launch the issue and hopefully successfully close it as well. Other than that, nothing out of the, ordinary as far as the numbers are concerned. The business is resilient. The business is strong. Goa is witnessing good footfalls. The new has started operations, of course, not fully, but that is going to be another game changer in terms of the number of people that will be able to be brought into Goa, given that the number of flights will increase. All in all, I think very well poised. And hopefully in this financial year, we'll have the new vessel which will come in, like we have always mentioned, which will obviously give the boost from the next financial year onwards in terms of our capacity, in terms of our revenue, and in terms of our profitability. I think with that opening remark, I would now leave the floor open to questions if there are any, and I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question is from the line of Viraj Mehta from Equirus PMS. Please go ahead.
Hi, Hardik. Hardik, can you give some timeline on when are we expecting the new ship to come on sea?
So we have been always mentioning it around third quarter of this financial year, but there is likely to be a slight delay. But I think in the fourth quarter, we will have the vessel coming in as it appears.
Okay. Second, if you were to, for 2 months, whenever Royal was working, if you were to just aggregate that for the third month, what is the likely loss of revenue that?
I'm very happy you asked that question. One of the areas that people have been harping upon, you've degrown on margins in the fourth quarter, you've degrown on revenue in the fourth quarter. I think what is very, very important and relevant for everybody on this call to understand is the fact that we have always, it was a known fact, and it was always known that in the month of February, Royal is going to go for its, statutory and regulatory required dry dock maintenance. The period for which Dalton Royal was not operational was almost about 30 days, which is almost like 1 full month. Now, effectively what happens is that on a monthly basis, all my vessels put together in a month generate close to about 90 crores of revenue, which is which basically translate to about 270 odd crores for the quarter. About 60% or thereabout, 60 to 70% of the revenue is generated by Royal. So of 90, if I take 70%, it is about 63 crores, and if I take 60%, it's about 55 crores. Having said that, because it was not there for a month, it doesn't mean that the entire 50 or 60 crores would have gone. Otherwise, my revenue should have fallen below 200 crores or just about touching 200 crores. The fact that we ended up with a 214, 215 crore number, I think we would have lost about 50 odd crores give and take on account of the revenue, on account of the Delta Royale not being operational, on account of the maintenance is what I genuinely believe. And that entire 50, while my costs haven't changed at all. So if that 50 crore would have come in, or 60 crores would have come in, we would have clocked more or less the same number as we did in the third quarter. And the EBITDA would have been probably slightly better because the cost between third and fourth quarter are not dramatically different. And therefore the EBITDA margins would have been identical to the third quarter or better than third quarter.
Okay, thank you so much. And in terms of run rate, in terms of number of people, can you quantify the number of people for this quarter? Number of entities?
So for the quarter, I don't know, but I think on a consolidated basis for the year ending 31st March, we've had, I think, yeah, so for the quarter also that would be the number, would be close to about 1 lakh and 25,000 people would have come in.
Okay. And last question, how much work has started? See, now even mobile operational. And
so if the question is on the integrated resort, the work has not yet started, because while we have all the approvals from IBP and everything, the environmental clearance is still pending, which should be, we should be getting it, I think, this month or so. And by monsoon, we should be starting the breaking ground or excavation kind of exercise there.
Okay. And any clarity on GST, please, Arvind?
Well, from a offline casino gaming perspective, I don't think there is any change as far as we are concerned, because the rate was always 28%, so it's not going to have an impact. The methodology was probably there was an ambiguity around the methodology, but like I mentioned yesterday on my televised interview, we have been making representations to the council and to the group of ministers. The group of ministers have visited all the casinos in Goa, have understood the business. They see what we have been saying, and also coupled with the fact that we were already paying a tax in the prior to GST till 2017, which was calculated in a certain form and fashion. And what we are asking for is something that is also the rule worldwide. So I don't think we have any worry as far as that matter is concerned on the offline space. So I think there will be status quo, no change as far as we believe, and we hope. I'm saying hope because finally we want to see it happening in reality, hopefully in the month of May or June, whenever the next GST Council meeting happens. As far as online is concerned, I think the risk is even lesser, given the fact that there is a new section of 194BA which has been introduced specifically for the online gaming business, which is saying how the tax reduction has to happen. Also, there is MeitY, which is clarifying and putting in place all definitions, rules, regulations. I think that is a lot of cue how the regulator should be thinking, and how the revenue authority is thinking and should be thinking. So that also gives the direction in which the GST will work on. So I think all in all, I don't see too much worry. We should be too much worried about around the GST issue, because now it looks more like a non-issue.
In terms of non-core asset sales,
I think, we should be fair to others. There'll be others who would want to ask a question. I would request you to come back in the queue again and ask. Otherwise, it will become a monologue between you and me. Not fair on the other participants.
So, thank you so much.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Karan Mehta from Nirsar Securities. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Mr. Mehta, please go ahead. You are audible.
Yeah. Thank you for the opportunity. I just have a couple of queries. So firstly, can you please provide breakup of revenue between the high end, that is the big ticket size gamblers, and the average ticket size gamblers?
We don't have any such breakup that we maintain or we have anything, because again, if you see the average GGR that we generate per person is about anywhere between 14 to 16,000 or 14 to 17,000 a head. So, and I don't know whether you have been on earlier calls as well or no, but we are a company which is wanting to be more like a family destination and a retail attracting customers. There are the high rolling business is not something that we rely upon, and it's very, very minuscule as far as our larger picture is concerned. So that's my answer to you.
Okay. And just one more. So if you can provide what is the operational cost structure and the employee strength for all our subs?
When you say what is the cost structure, as employee strength for the gaming business as a whole is close to about 3,000 people. And what do you mean by cost structure?
So the fuel cost and
So 75. So these details are very balance sheet number details. I think it will be, well, I can give you a broad breakup, but I think it will be better if you can get in touch with my colleague Pragnesh Shah. He will be able to decipher the balance sheet line by line, item by item, if you so desire. But broadly, 75% of the costs are fixed in nature, which basically includes the license fees that are payable, the employee cost which is incurred. These are the two large ticket, broadly fixed cost items. Everything else is in relation to how the business attracts visitation and people, because food, beverage, alcohol, the transportation, everything is linked to the number of people and is linked to the visits that the boat has to do up and down to drop the people and all. So I think anywhere between 20 to 25% of the cost is a variable cost, and 75% to 80% is fixed cost. It's a very high operating leverage business, which is why I said that the 55-60 crores, whatever number you attribute to the loss of revenue on account of Delta Royale not being operational, one could easily add a 60% of that revenue or thereabouts to the EBITDA and profit.
Okay, that was helpful. And just if I can squeeze in one more question. So, do we have any membership scheme for our hotel business? And what's the average price for membership and the revenue generation from this scheme in every?
We are not a hospitality company in that sense of the term. Gaming is our mainstay and main focus. Hospitality is a complementary business. I think we were contemplating some sort of a membership or a membership program, because and that also only for the Daman hotel, if at all. I don't know exactly whether that scheme was launched or no, and even if it is, I don't think it is any significant in terms of making any impact on the revenue or contribution. But yes, we have a membership program as far as our gaming business is concerned, which is called Club Built-in. And we have a entry-level membership program called Delta Select, which we are focusing and which we believe is something that will help us get better revenue mix in terms of the quality and the type of people who we attract on a day-to-day basis.
Okay.
Yeah, and there is no fee associated with it, because it is by invitation.
Okay. Thanks a lot for the clarity. This was very helpful. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Tarang from Old Bridge Capital. Please go ahead.
Hi, good evening, and thank you for the opportunity. Just a couple of questions. One, on the online piece, right? 23 crores. What drove this, and how sustainable do you think? Is there an element of seasonality here or some added promotions?
No, I don't think there is. Tarang, this is not a seasonal business at all. Honestly speaking, yes, there would be periods or weeks or maybe a month here and there which may be a little slow. Like say, for example, April is a little slow, given that a lot of focus is on IPL and a lot of focus is on fantasy leagues at this point of time. But I don't think otherwise this is a seasonal business. And I think, Tarang, you should, rather than saying what you should be happy that your company is working, and you should congratulate the marketing team, and you should congratulate the business team at Delta or Delta Tech, given that, they have been putting in this effort of, reactivation, retention for the last 1 year, which we have been talking about from October 22 onwards. And I think the results are now showing that you have better quality players the guys who had gone redundant or dormant have been reactivated, retention is being looked upon. And I think, poker is a game where you have to ensure that people who are on your platform stick to your platform for a longer period of time. And that is the effort that we are working on. Obviously, we will have a much detailed and a more aggressive marketing plan and a sales promotion plan once the IPO happens. But till then, in our little bit, kind of measured aggression, we are focusing on the growth, and we believe that this is definitely sustainable because we are already in April, and I think we are still witnessing similar amount of traction.
I know. I mean, where I was coming from. I mean, barring the June 20 quarter, which is Q1 of FY20, right, during the wave, right? The business is not, maybe perhaps December 22 was the other.
So then you...
No, where I was coming from is that 22 crore revenue in March is quite an uptake. And I was just looking at how sustainable do you think this is going forward?
It is definitely sustainable because we are not doing a one-off, a flash, a sale kind of a thing which has attracted people. It's a continued effort which has happened from last year when we did the course correction in first course correction was October 21 when we realized that, the spurt of April, June is not a sustainable spurt. So that was one course correction, and then second course correction happened from June 22 onwards, wherein we started to work on something what is called as Poker 2.0, which I think we've spoken about earlier as well, which included, application changes, a lot of minor changes, etc., and with a renewed focus on retention and reactivation. So I think it's an effort and it's a continuous process that we were working upon, which is now paying results, and we believe we'll continue to work on this and better it in the future.
I understand. That's helpful. Just a bookkeeping question on cash flows. Other current assets have increased by about 130, 140. Is it license fee paid in advance?
I think it is only the license fee, but I can ask Pragnesh, who's on the call. Alpesh, if you can unmute Pragnesh, he will reconfirm the numbers. But yes, it is license. It is license fees. Pragnesh will, but I think it's license fee. But if you want, I can ask Pragnesh to unmute himself and he can answer that question if there is anything else.
No, that's about it. That's helpful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We have the next question from the line of Gunit Singh from CCIPL. Please go ahead.
Sir, thank you for this opportunity. Most of my questions...
You are echoing. If you can please pick up the handset.
Yeah, is it better now?
Yes, please.
Yeah, so I think most of my questions have been answered, but I have a couple of questions. One is regarding the new vessel that is coming up. So currently, our vessel business does about 50 to 60 CR of business on a monthly basis. So
I think you're wrong there. 90 crores when I mentioned as a gaming business, almost about 95%, 90 to 95% of that business comes from Goa. And within Goa, it is, within Goa, 95% of the business will come from the vessel. So I don't know where you are getting that 50 to 60%.
All right. So with the new vessel coming in, what kind of expansion in the monthly revenues can we expect?
Well, it's anybody's guess. It's very difficult to put a number, but we genuinely believe that in terms of capacity, we will be going up at least 2.5, 3 times our existing capacity. And this is a business which obviously is a people's business. More the number of people you are able to bring in on the vessel, you definitely will end up earning much more. So I don't want to preempt anything and I don't want to give a number, but I think the fact that we are going to be going up 2.5 to 3 times in capacity, I think anybody can put a number fairly easily to that.
And will the old vessel go out of operation when one comes in?
We have 3 licenses, so I can't operate more than 3 boats.
All right. And my last question would be on the Goa parcel. So, what is the update on have we started?
I just answered that question, my friend. That we have got all our approvals except the environmental clearance, which is expected this month or next month, and we believe that during the monsoons we'll be able to start work on that in terms of excavation and other areas.
All right. And on the Daman Casino front, what is the update? The current update?
8th of June is the date for the next date of hearing. We had a hearing on 11th of April, where obviously, while the matter was called out and mentioned, they did not take up the final hearing in full flow because the judge believed that the final hearing will require details and times, and they will not be able to do justice before the court went on vacation. And therefore, they have given a new date for directions on 8th of June.
All right. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Pritesh from Lucky Investment. Please go ahead.
Sorry, just wanted to understand what will be the net OpEx addition on the next fixed cost addition that you would see on the addition of shift annual or quarterly basis, whichever you're comfortable with. And I'm not no more if you.
I will give those details separately to you, Pritesh. We can talk about it.
Okay. And my second associate question is, whenever the new ships come on board, usually on the year one, what kind of utilization are you experienced on these ships? Even, let's say, your competitor also had come up with a 6 some years back thing. Usually, year one utilization is
what? For the competitor, I will not be able to comment, but I can take it from my example, Elton Royale, when we had introduced. I think we haven't, we haven't seen a weak opening at all. We've always been lucky, or since the demand is so high, because as I said, Goa attracts close to about 10 million people a year, which is 1 crore people a year in visitations. Okay. And the total intake of all the vessels put together today will not be more than, I don't think more than 20 lakhs a year. So you have 80 lakhs people who are unserviced even today. So I think the demand is very high, and by virtue of that, you will not see underutilized assets in any case. Having said that, again, this is not a business like, the steel plant or the cement plant that you operate at 100% capacity or 110% capacity. It's a very, very subjective business in terms of the quality of people that you get on board. But to answer your question, I think we have been fairly utilized from day one.
Okay. And you are usually, in your past experiences on getting a ship on board, are you EBITDA positive in the year one of operation?
No, this business breaks even effectively almost from day one. But yes, you are right. For the first couple of months still, because the costs will come in earlier. So say, for example, if I have to launch a vessel in the month of January, I can't start recruiting in the month of January, right? So I'll have to start recruiting earlier. So to that extent, you will be EBITDA negative for a few months when you start operating that business. But I think the payback period for Delta Royale, where we had invested close to about 170 odd crores, was less than 6 months.
Sorry, I missed less than 6 months for what? EBITDA breakeven?
The payback period for the entire investment.
Okay. And I guess one more question, but I simply forgot. I'll come back in book here about. I'll just stop.
Right.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Chirag Lodaya from Value Quest. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, Hardik. I just wanted to understand what is the reason for delay in this new ship?
No, these are operational yard-related issues. Sometimes, the steel supply-related issues. Nothing else.
Okay. And what will be the capex? I think we have.
And obviously, we started building the vessel just around the time when we thought the COVID wave has ended, but again it resurfaced and there were constraints in labor availability and stuff like that. So it's all issues which are kind of uncontrollable to some extent, but otherwise from no other angle there is a delay. But yes, the fact of the matter is there is a slight delay.
Right. And what percentage of capex or absolute capex is yet left, and how much you would have spent on this?
I think in terms of the vessel which is already built is about 70%. So similar amount in capex also. So about 30-40% is yet to go.
Okay. And what is the total capex?
So I think we are looking at 200 and close to about 250 crore in number. We have spent roughly about 140, 150, 160 crores, and 100, 220, 130 crores yet to go.
Got it. And just lastly, this entertainment city, what kind of capex we are looking in FY24?
Not substantial.
Not substantial. Okay. Thank you, Anand.
Because like I said, we'll be breaking ground only in the month of June, July, August, somewhere there. So initially it'll be all excavation and groundbreaking and the basic stuff. The larger stuff will probably come towards the end of FY24 or early 25.
So is it fair to assume that will only come on stream, if at all, in FY27, 28 now?
Yeah, we've always said 27.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Sakshi from Swan Investment. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. So my first question is, I wanted to understand what are the EBITDA margins on the online gaming business?
Online gaming business, I think we are just about breaking even currently. The reason is very simple. We are investing everything that we earn from the poker business back into the rummy as well as the fantasy or the multi-gaming platform, as we call it, which is in the kind of build stage. And therefore, at this point of time, online gaming, we are just about breaking even.
Okay, and additionally, what
if you look at poker as a vertical, I think our EBITDAs would be in the range of 30% or thereabouts. But everything that we generate on poker is plowed back into the multi-gaming platform, and that's on a consolidated basis, which is poker plus the multi-gaming, it's a break even.
And in FY24, what is the kind of expenditure that we will be doing on marketing and other things with that census?
So as a rule of the thumb, I think about 50% goes on marketing and another 17-18% goes on sales promotion and business promotion plus rake back, etc., all put together. So at any given point of time, 50 to 60% of the revenue that we generate goes back into marketing, sales, promotion activity.
Okay. And I wanted to understand that once the Daman Casino is functional, what sort of revenue potential can we generate from there?
We have never factored in Daman Casino ever in our discussion. We believe that is, for our investors who believe in us, that is an option value. What I can only tell you is that we genuinely believe, based on the international demographics, which are very easily available, and it's an internationally accepted fact that a casino with a 10 million population in a 4-hour driving distance is a gold mine destination. And you have examples in Las Vegas itself, Foxwoods in Connecticut, and whether you even look at Macau for that matter, it is the mainland China which feeds into Macau. And therefore, if you have a 10 million population in a 4-hour driving distance, it's a gold mine. Daman, I will only give you the statistics and you can then imagine whether it can be as big as Goa or bigger than Goa. Daman has a 50 million population in a 4-hour driving distance, which is 5 times the population that makes it a gold mine standard casino destination anywhere else in the world. So I think it's anybody's guess where it can be. And like I said, we want our valued investors to consider it as an option value. As and when it happens, it is going to be the jackpot. So it's no, we have never in the past or we would not like to factor in any revenue from the casino business as from the casino in Daman at this point of time.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Dikshit Doshi from Whitestone Financial Advisors Private Limited. Please go ahead.
Just a couple of questions. Firstly, on the dry dock, so typically in how many months vessel goes for a dry dock? It has to go at least once in a period of 3 years, and in some cases in 5 years. So I think we believe that for Delta Royale, it will be now next will be in 5 years time. Okay, and in Q4, was there any one-off cost of dry dock also, other than the revenue loss? No, the dry dock gets amortized over the period of the next dry dock. So there is no hit on account of the dry docking cost, which will, get hit in the PL in the month of the dry dock itself. Okay. And just one clarification, you mentioned that next year, Daman case hearing is 8th June. That's correct.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Nitin from MC Research. Please go ahead.
Yes, thanks for the opportunity. I would like to know your views on the ban of online gaming in Tamil Nadu, and will that spread to other states, and how is it going to impact our business, online gaming?
I think, this was asked to me yesterday on ET Now as well. And like I said, unlike Ravi, which is very focused and more concentrated in the southern states, poker is a game which is more thinly spread, and it's a pan-India game. Therefore, a particular state banning or otherwise is not something that impacts very heavily as far as we are concerned, because like I said, we are more pan-India, more widely spread. But yes, there could be a knee-jerk reaction of sorts, because immediately what happens is that the users in that state kind of get impacted, but eventually the business finds newer geographies, newer locations, and newer ways to basically come back to its original state and grow from there on.
Yeah, but what if other states also start following the suit and start banning?
That is a business risk which is there with every business. We are a country where coal licenses have been cancelled. We are a country where telecom licenses in 121 telecom licenses have been cancelled. And a lot of things have happened. So, that is something. It's not unique to one particular business, Mining in Goa has been banned for the last how many years? And it was going on for how many years earlier? So, that is a risk. I don't know how can any business mitigate that risk?
Sure. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for answering my question.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Ashish Kacholia from Lucky Invest. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon, Hardik. I want to ask you if foreign tourists are allowed to play in casinos and repatriate their money in foreign currency.
First of all, I'm very happy, Ashish, you are on the call and you are asking a question.
Thank you very much, Hardik.
So, Ashish, yes, foreign tourists are definitely allowed. We have always been having foreign tourists who come in once in a while. But we, as I've always mentioned, we are basically a domestic market, catering to domestic market. More than 99% of my visitations and revenue comes from Indian tourists.
No, but the question is, suppose a foreigner comes, he changes the dollars into rupees.
I will accept dollars. We have a conversion license, Ashish. We accept money, and these Wiseman Forex and the others basically help us convert dollars into rupees. But if he or she wins, we do not pay in the foreign currency. We will only pay him in rupees.
Then,
Your voice is cracking, Ashish. Can't hear you. Hello? Hello?
Mr. Ashish Kacholia, your line had a disturbance.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. I can hear you, Ashish.
So basically, the question is that the person who wins in rupees, he can't convert it back into dollars.
Not on my play. Not with me. He can go to an official conversion person and do whatever he must do.
But anyway, it's a small number. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Not even inconsequential, Ashish.
Got it. Thank you.
We have the next question from the line of CA Kanwaljit Singh, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Okay, good evening. My question is regarding the gaming IPO and regarding the real estate investment that the company has planned. I have listened to that on CNBC TV 18. What is the update on that?
So what real estate investment are you talking of, Kavalji?
There was an interview on CNBC TV 18 where it was mentioned that you are going to make some investment in real estate.
I don't think you heard it right. It would have been an integrated casino resort that may be spoken of, because there is no real estate investment that we have done. Okay. Except for a small project that we are doing in Goa on a land which historically we have held, which is now getting converted into some residential flats, and we are selling it off because we want to exit in the land. Yeah, but that's a one-off. It's not a real estate project in that sense of the term, because we are not into real estate as Delta. It's a land which had been acquired originally to build a hotel, which we never built because we bought a ready-made hotel. That land was with us for a very long time. We didn't know what to do with it. Therefore, we are just developing, and it will be sold in the next 18-24 months. That project will be over. The money that we have logged in form of the land, which is close to about 100 crores with some interest, etc., will come, and we'll get our cash flow back. That's about it.
So what only the things that you need about?
Anywhere between 250 to 300 crores max.
So what was the gaming IPO? What was the update on that?
I already said that, it was on hold because of a lot of disclarity and ambiguity around a lot of things, which are now getting clarified, and the mood is buoyant. We will be launching the IPO soon. It is impossible for me to give a time as to we'll do it today or tomorrow. But yeah, we are now ready and working with the new set of audited numbers that have come in. We need to update the DRHP because that is what is required under law. We have our approvals which are valid till the month of till October 23. But I am only saying that we are very, very hopeful that we'll be making announcements very soon.
So what amount of dilution that you will be doing?
The minimum required is 25%.
So that will be 25%.
So I am not saying the minimum required is 25%. It all depends on what is the valuation that I will get, what I am looking at. The issue size is known. It's a 550 crore issuance. So I think anywhere between, 7 to 75% kind of, so it will be about 25 to 30% dilution, if I may just use that. I think that is how it will be, but it all depends on pricing.
So it will be NFO or what kind of thing? Will there be any...
All the details, Kavaljeet, all the details are out in the public domain. It's a mix of fresh issuance and offer for sale. The fresh issuance is for, I think, 300 and 250 is offer. It's all there out in the public.
Okay. I'm getting... Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Viraj Mehta from Equirus PMS. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Hardik, for taking my question again. Just one last piece. I wanted to ask you about the non-core asset, the Goa one you're talking, you just alluded to. By what time do you think that will be completed? Whatever.
I just said 18 months, 18 to 24 months, we should be completely out of it.
And what will be the cash on books as of year ending now?
500, year ending as on 31st March, it was 535 crores.
Including investments?
When you say including investments, is basically mutual funds and FDs.
Liquid funds.
Yeah. So that is what I consider as cash, boss. Nobody keeps cash in the current account, right?
Right. So, thanks. Thank you so much.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Chirag Lodaya from ValueQuest. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir, just one bookkeeping question. What is the tax rate for us in FY24? Last 2 quarters, tax rate is quite low.
Just trying to.
No, so we basically there was a merger of Daman Hospitality into Delta Corp, and we had some carry forward losses in Daman Hospitality, which we were able to offset against the taxable income in Delta. Therefore, there has been no tax. Otherwise, we have always been at the 25% tax rate.
So next year it will be at 25%, right?
Yes, that should be right.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you. We have the next question from the line of Ajit from Nirzar Securities. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Firstly, congratulations for the good set of numbers. Sir, I have two questions. The first one is regarding the recent High Court order dated 6th of April 2023 regarding the annual recurring fees of around 320 or 321 crores. Sir, then
the 321 crores is all casinos put together.
Yes, I understand that. Sir,
I should ask it more specifically because there are others on the call who may not know, and when you ask a question to me, it will be attributed as if the entire 321 is mine.
No, sir, I was about to complete the question. So, sir, my question is specifically that only. How much is our liability out of this, and have you provided enough for that?
Our liabilities have already been provided in the books of accounts in the years when they were payable and due. So there is no additional liability that will come on account of this order one. We've already, based on the Supreme Court direction to us when we had gone to the Supreme Court against this High Court order, we've already paid 50% of it. And again, this order is being challenged in the Supreme Court. We are filing an SLP and we are very hopeful that justice will prevail.
Okay, understood. And the second question is on the hospitality business. Sir, what is our ARR and occupancy rate in Goa and both?
So, Goa, my occupancy rate is close to about 75%, and the ARR will be in the region of 5,700 rupees. In Daman, my occupancy rate will be about 52%, and the ARR will be about close to 7,000 rupees.
And sir, since last 2 years, like all the hospitality business has been doing good. So, and we are making operational losses. So, any view on that, sir? We
are not making operational losses because you have to understand, Daman is in fact making money even after depreciation. As far as Goa is concerned, please appreciate that that is a hotel which we do not sell. We do not market. We basically try and use them for most of our casino guests who are our Club Delta members. So, that revenue doesn't get generated in real sense of the term.
Okay, understood, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, you may please press *1 to ask a question. The next question is from the line of Tarang from Old Bridge Capital. Please go ahead.
Hi, just a follow-up on the cash and books. If I look at March 22, you won't get crores of cash between investments and cash equivalent.
No, that is wrong, Tarang. 1st April 31st. 1st of April 2020,
31st March 22.
Yeah, so 1st April I'm saying we had 535, 540 crores only. I don't know where you're getting the 700 crores number from.
It's actually on your balance sheet, but I'll take it offline. Note 10.
No, sir, Tarang, if you include investments, my investments will include Advani shares also.
Yeah, I'm including those.
So that will, I am talking pure cash. When I say 535 crores is pure cash, my friend.
Got it.
Mutual funds, fixed deposits and cash in the current account and the bank account. That's it. I am not including my investments. If I include them, that number will be much higher even today.
Perfect. Got it. That's the clarification I was taking. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Mayur Gatani from OHM Portfolio Equity Research Private Limited. Please go ahead.
Hi, thank you for the opportunity, sir. Just update us on anything on Nepal and the Sikkim, how they grown year-on-year basis. How's the business there?
So Nepal is predominantly just 1 year, Mayur, because it started operations only post-COVID after 18 months, only in 22. So it's first year, and we are doing about 4 crore Indian rupees a month kind of a run rate. And I think there is potential to grow higher, grow further from here, because once the Kathmandu as a destination and Nepal as a destination comes back full to its pre-COVID times, I think we can do better than this. As far as Sikkim is concerned, again, Sikkim, is settled at around about 2.5 crores a month, which is, I think, double from what it was earlier and even pre-COVID. So I think both the destinations have kind of matured now and are stabilizing.
Okay. So anything new in the pipeline that we are considering, or something opened up somewhere for us on the license front where we can open?
No, nothing significant that I need to mention.
Oh, great, sir. Thank you very much and all the very best, sir.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we will take the last question from the line of Bhavish Patel from Patel Investments. Please go ahead.
Thank you for the opportunity, and Hardik and entire team, congratulations on great set of results as well as performance. My question is around the new ship that we expect in the quarter of Q4. I mean, or around October, let's say Q3 or...
No, I said that we were talking about Q3 and there is a slight delay, so it can go to Q4. You're right. So your initial Q4 was correct. You can tell that. Go on, please.
Okay. And associated with that, do we see a significant hike in the licensing because the capacity will be very high? And then will that impact our margins, Hardik?
So license fee is a cost which is like a fixed cost, whatever that fee is, we'll have to pay. But we have always seen, even when the license fee for our casinos was increased multifold from 5 crores to 10 crores and 10 crores to 30 crores, you may feel a depletion initially, but I think the revenue growth is much more and it more than compensates any kind of fixed cost hike.
Fantastic to know, and I'm sure, of course, that also gives us headway for multi-year growth, right? I mean, especially because
absolutely, I'll be 3 times my size, what I am today, and therefore, for the next foreseeable 4, 5, 6 years, I don't see a constraint in terms of capacity or anything. Also, there is an opportunity for me to replace one of my other smaller vessels with a larger one. So, that is not something that's a big worry or a concern. But yes, you are absolutely right. With the new vessel, I think for the next 4, 5, 6 years, you don't need to worry about capacity or, anything. And I think, yes, you're right. If the business or the country continues to grow the way it is growing, if we become a 10 trillion economy by 2030, I think Delta will be a much...
Hello.
Ladies and gentlemen, we seem to have lost the line for Mr. Hardik Debar. Please stay on the line while we reconnect.
Sure, thank you.
आपण ज्या व्यक्तीशी बोलत आहात त्यांनी आपला कॉल होल्डवर ठेवला आहे. कृपया लाइन पर रहा. आप जिस व्यक्ति से बात कर रहे हैं उन्होंने आपके कॉल को होल्ड पर रखा है. कृपया लाइन पर बने रहिए. The person you are speaking with has put your call on hold. Please stay on the line. आप
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reconnected with Mr. Hardik Debar. Mr. Debar, over to you, sir.
Yeah, sorry, guys, I had a technical snag. My EPAPX system in the office found off, so we got disconnected. But I think I had answered the question of Bhavesh as well, and I think that was the last question. So if there's anything more that I need to add or complete, do let me know. Otherwise, I think I can hand over to Alpesh for the closing remarks, please.
Thank you. Mr. Alpesh?
Yes, sure.
With the closing comments?
Sure. So, thanks a lot, Hardik, and all the participants for being on this call with us. On behalf of Antique Stock Broking, that concludes this conference. Thank you once again, everyone, for joining this call. You may now disconnect.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. And sorry for that little bit of a glitch. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. You may now disconnect your line.